So I heard that you want to get cute, you're going on a date, you want to get glammed up without doing too much. Girl, I got you. You don't need a makeup appointment. I'm going to show you how to do your makeup. My name is K by KKB and I'm a beauty educator and expert makeup artist. Let me show you how to do this simple, cute, super glam date night makeup look. This will have you looking extra beautiful, well put together. This look focuses on soft glam skin, giving you a cute doll look with blush, simple soft brows, and a sexy red lip. So let's get right into it. Okay, so before you do any makeup, I really need you to go ahead and moisturize your skin. This is going to help to hydrate your skin and smooth it out so that the makeup has something to climb onto, because without it, your makeup can kind of come out looking kind of ashy, kind of like, you know, and you don't want your date to be thinking, oh God, her makeup is just looking a bit much, you know, so please moisturize. So the next thing I want you to do is grab a foundation that matches your skin tone well. If it looks too light, it's going to look a bit unnatural. It's not going to look so nice. So make sure to get one that matches and then spread it around your face. Get some on your forehead, your cheeks. Don't put too much if you're going for more of a natural look, okay? And then you're going to pat it out with a damp beauty blender sponge now. Alright, so if you don't know how to damp your beauty blender sponge, the video before this will teach you how to do that. It is called Soft Glam Makeup Tutorial Woman of Color, so watch that one. It goes more in detail about how to damp your beauty blender sponge. Alright, so as you can see, the foundation very much looks like skin, and that's because I use my moisturizer, I use my damp beauty blender sponge, and I pat it real well all around the face. So you want your foundation to look like this. Alright, so this next step is for my honeys that have dark circles. If you don't have dark circles, you can skip over this part, but basically when you have darkness under your eyes, you're giving off bluish purplish tones under your eyes, and to neutralize that color you have to go in with something orangish or reddish to cancel out the darkness, right? Because if you don't do that, your concealer can come out looking a bit grayish and a bit unnatural. You don't want that, so you definitely want to use this. I'm using here the K Beauty Orange Color Perfector, and as you can see, I pat it in and I'm buffing it in properly, and it's so cool how you just blend it in and it just starts to just look like nothing is there. So definitely try that before if your concealer keeps coming off looking gray. Now the next thing I'm going to be doing is concealer. Now I always love to go in with a concealer 1 to 2 shades lighter, nothing lighter, right, as my first concealer, because this is just gonna naturally just brighten the center of the face, you know, make the face look very natural, just like clean up any imperfections in that T-zone area, center region of the face. So I apply it like that. I'm just putting down colors. Now I'm placing on my contour, and I always say to put it on your cheekbone where you feel the actual bone, so that it gives your face a lifted, feminine, snatched look, right, like that. So don't overcomplicate the process here. Just take a screenshot and apply your concealers like this, but it's very important to have the right shade of concealers. Like your contour cannot be too dark, it cannot look too ashy. So if you're a woman of color, please just go ahead and get this Sun Sculpt Bronzing Stick from K Beauty, because it is gonna softly sculpt your face and give a nice, beautiful, bronzy, sun-kissed effect while, you know, giving you that sculpt, as opposed to like these other things, these other brands that you can use that make it come out looking too gray or too dark. So get that one. And I'm just using this cheap little brush from Shein. If you don't have it, don't worry. Basically what I'm doing here is I am just blurring out that contour line, and I'm just doing that by flicking and by patting out the contour color. You always want to pat out the color first, pat it out gently to kind of blur it out. You see, it's giving that blurred effect. Then we're going to go on to the concealer in the T-zone area, that's the center of the face, and I'm just using my beauty blender sponge and I'm just patting against it to also blur out those colors, right? That's the first thing you need to do before we can blend out the transition in between the light and the dark. And as you can see, the makeup is coming out real nicely, so the tones are right. Now let's blend out the transition between the contour and the highlight, and this is where you want to grab a brush if you don't have this one, and you just want to pat it right in between those two colors, and you want to go up and down from the contour into the highlight, just in that little center region there where the two colors are meshing together. And that's how you're going to keep blending until those two colors blend together nicely. Like when you do this part, you want to just take your time, because this is where you're going to get that clean, polished, professional look if you do it correctly. Okay, now I'm going to be showing you guys a little trick to clean up underneath your contour if it comes out looking too wide and crazy, because I know that some of y'all are beginners. I got you. I know how this is gonna go. Right, so you want to grab that same sponge, guys. let me just correct myself real quickly. This is not a beauty blender sponge. This is called a blending grip, and it's from a small black owned company called IOC Cosmetics. I really like it, so go ahead and get this one instead of a beauty blender sponge if you can. So this sponge has a straight edge, and as you can see, I'm just going to get some of the foundation on that straight edge of the sponge, and then I'm going to pat it directly underneath the cheekbone to really clean up that area. And when you're done, you're going to grab your same brush and you're going to pat against that line, because you don't want that sharp line to be there, right? So you have to pat it away a bit, and as I said, pat it and go up and down gently from the foundation into the contour, right, so that you have a nice transition there. Now we're gonna brighten, because you know we're going for that dull look. Hello, we're babes, right? So I'm gonna be using a concealer that's like 3 shades lighter now, 3 to 4 shades lighter. Don't OD, just go 3 shades lighter, okay? And I'm gonna get some in the front of the on the eye area and by the end of the eye area, and I'm just gonna pat. You don't need a lot for this part. Then I'm gonna get some liquid blush, because you have to look like a cute little baby doll, because he is gonna like that. And after I apply it onto the highest point of the cheekbone, I just pat it out gently, right? And now I'm going to be setting. So you just want to grab some powder. This is like a black owned setting powder I like. It's from a Nigerian brand, Mirac. I'm going to tag all the stuff below, so don't get too caught up on products. And how you want to apply the powder is you want to gently apply it under the eyes. Do not pat it in. Do not pat it in, you heard me? You want to just place it under the eyes, because I am doing my set and bake technique. So you're going to be setting and baking at the same time, so you don't need to press it in, because the baking process is gonna allow it to really set the under eye concealer very well without you having to press it in, if that makes sense. Okay, so next we're gonna set the contour regions of the face, and honeys, if you don't do this, your makeup is gonna get all over your date's clothes. You don't want that. Okay, so I'm gonna be using everyone's favorite palette, the Kale Beauty Artist Essential Powder Palette. I'm just gonna grab a brown that is similar to her contour and just pat it on top so that makeup doesn't move, and to give the face a flawless blurred out, ooh, high definition look. Okay, so now I'm gonna contour her little nose, and don't need too much. I always OD on nose contour because I like it. It looks good in photographs. But you don't need to do as much as me, okay? All right, now we're gonna move on to brows, and it's so funny because like ever since like I got this brow product, I haven't used any other brow products. It's crazy. I'm obsessed basically. This is the Kale Beauty Eyebrow Perfector pencil, and it's in the shape deep brown. And basically how I do this is I'm just outlining her brow. So I'm just filling in the bottom region of the brow first with tiny strokes from the front of the brow to the tail of the brow, and I repeat it on top, doing tiny strokes from the front of the brow to the tail of the brow. Then I go in the center and I look to see if there are any gaps, and I just use my pencil and gently fill in those little gaps, and I go to the front and I do tiny hair strokes. And I know I'm moving kind of fast with the brows, but I promise you I have videos where I go in detail on brows, and I'll tag them in the description below if you need help with brows, okay? So don't worry. Now I'm just cleaning up underneath the brows with the foundation, because you don't want anything too light. So you just want to go right below the brow shape and draw a line with an angled brow brush and just bring it down. Now I'm just gonna be applying some brown eyeshadow underneath her eyes, just to frame her eyes. Nothing too dark, okay honeys, because I want to keep it kind of natural for the eyes. Now I'm going to be doing my favorite part, which is blush, because this is really going to add that nice feminine soft touch of color to her cheeks. But before we do that, I'm going to be using this bronzy color from the Bar Blush palette, and this is going to help to just bronze up her face a bit, add more color, more vibrancy. I love that, and really enhance her complexion. Then I'm going to be taking that first pinky color, it's called Sweet Girl K, and you can mix it with the peach color right beside it and apply it to the highest point of the cheekbone. Now this is the part where you want to brush away any of your setting powder that's still on your face, and when you finish brushing away the setting powder that was there baking, you can go ahead and clean up any imperfections with the Kale Beauty Artist Essential Powder Palette. So as you can see, my babe has oily skin, so I had to just go ahead and pat up the areas that were looking a bit oily, and I'm sure that will happen to you too, especially if you're a beginner or if you have oily skin. Now, if you're not good at applying red lipstick, a trick is to apply a red lip liner first. So line your lips first with a red lip liner. You can get Cherry by MAC, or you can get one from Care Beauty. We have like a dark red one called Merlot, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so line your lips first with like a red, then you go in the center with your liquid lipstick, and you take your time and get closer and closer to the lip line, as you can see I'm doing here, and it looks absolutely stunning. So to finish up this look, you want to make sure that you spray a setting spray. You really want to do this because the setting spray is going to help to melt away that extra powder so that the makeup comes out looking like skin. You really need that. And apply your favorite mascara. And my honeys, this is the final look. Isn't this so beautiful, elegant, and just glamorous? Simple yet so glam. Let me know what you think down below, and don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share it with your honeys. If you're going out for Valentine's Day, have fun, and as usual, let me know if you have any video requests below. Love you. See you in the next video. Bye.